right? Gonna do a receiver and headmaster replacement. So I'm gonna start recovering refrigerant out of the unit. All right. All right, so our tank is pulled down. We have a good vacuum on the tank. We're going to start recovering refrigerant out of this unit now. So I'm gonna get started on that process so we can replace that receiver. All right, we got just the recovery machine hooked up to the analog gauges. I'm really just recovering out of the high side. I don't know if I can put a magnet on the solenoid. Liquid line solenoid is not here. It's down below, so actually we could do this. I'm gonna actually shut the power down, remove the compressor wire off. Actually, probably do it right now. Just gotta be careful. You know what? Shut the power down. And just gonna take that compressor wire off. Okay, compressor wire is off. Let's turn our liquid line solenoid switch on. We'll kick this power on. Now we don't have to worry about the compressor coming on. So, compressor will not come on. Now we can pull from our low side and our high side. Get a little bit faster recovery. So, low side is open now. Open that up. Alright, here we go. Alright, so in the meantime, I'm just going to check that crankcase heater. Make sure it's working. And I'm pulling from 2 service valves, so we don't need core removers. So I'm pulling from here, and I'm pulling from that service valve. And we're also going to change the dryer. We got a new dryer. So, alright, I'll check in a couple minutes. How many of you guys use a bucket for your vacuum stuff? I throw my core removers, my micron gauge, and my vacuum hoses in this bucket. This is the vacuum hose for the field piece. So when I'm doing general service work and I'm replacing the dryer, I just pull out of the manifold with the core removers. Then if I'm installing a new unit or doing a vacuum where I'm actually really trying to pull moisture, I just go directly to the system with 3/8 hoses and the micron gauge. I mean, I find that the 3/8 hoses are a little slower on initial pull down, but I feel like 1/2-inch hoses are just not practical. They're too stiff. Where these are, you get the practicality of 1/4-inch hoses with these and the functionality of 1/2-inch hoses. So I found that 3/8 hoses work best for the type of work that I do. I mean, if you hook up 2 of these to a system, you can actually get the 8 CFM out of your pump. My pump is an 8 CFM. I don't know what yours is, but when I hook up 2 of these to my field piece VP87, I get a pretty darn fast vacuum. So yeah, I'm gonna just kind of clean up this area a little bit, and we got the G5 Twin. Pretty good recovery machine. Actually, believe it or not, it's the only recovery machine I ever used. Was the G5 Twin. This is my second one. Also, that other unit I had to throw some 404 in, so we're gonna check to see if we got a leak on that. I got the H10 Pro ready to go. So, okay, just had a few phone calls, but now I'm back. So I'm pulling a vacuum right now on the system just to get all the excess refrigerant out of the oil and stuff like that. So when I unbraze stuff, I don't get a face full of refrigerant in up my nose, and it's not pleasant. You know, it burns your nose, and it sucks. So that's my little trick. Do a pre-vacuum before you start unsweating things. So that's what we're doing. So I'm just gonna break the vacuum with nitrogen. So I got the vacuum closed. I'm gonna open up the refrigerant valve. We're just gonna break it. Jesus, this thing's tight. Just to like 1 psi. And the reason why is obviously you don't want to suck any air in the system. Alright, so that should be good right there. So we're going to turn our vacuum pump off. Shut the unit down. Alright, so I'm going to remove this fan cycling so I can take off the side panel and we'll get started. Okay, pre-flux and pull it out. Okay, got the pipes unsweated. Got the new receiver in. This is steel, that's copper, so we got to use a flux coated brazing rod for this. So we're going to use that. And yeah, this one was leaking on the bottom on the weld. I think it was leaking somewhere. I checked it about a year ago. Well, usually I like to check it again before I pull it out, but I don't know. I was pretty confident in it, so you can see the staining from here down. It was down in here. But I'm gonna wash all this oil out of here and clean this unit up real nice. We're gonna change this dryer too. Okay, we got the receiver in, change the dryer. So that's good. Got pressure in the system. We're 5 minutes in and we haven't dropped anything yet. So okay, we held our pressure test for 18 minutes with no drop. So gonna dump our charge. Nitrogen. Okay, we're ready to pull a vacuum. We're just gonna pull out of the gauges. We got a brand new dryer in there, and no headmaster on this one. This freezer has been running years without a headmaster in real cold temperatures, and it's been running good. I think that one still has the headmaster running on it, and that one also does. So, and it's the same box. So, see, there's no headmaster was cut out one time. It was leaking refrigerant. So I got my fan cycling tied into the condenser, the top of the condenser. Yeah. So the next thing is we're gonna clean this unit out with condenser cleaner, get all this oil out of here and on the condenser, so that if it does spring a leak, we know that it's not coming from there. And yeah. All right, so far so good. just pulling it down. Starting to see the compressor oil bubble, so that's a good sign that we're already kind of in a deep vacuum. So we're gonna let this go longer, and I'm going to we're washing one unit over there. We're gonna wash this unit and let this one pull down in the vacuum. We're holding a decay right now, so I think I'm gonna let the Freon in. We got this closed, got this open, and I'm just gonna let it in. Close off our suction side. We're feeding directly into the receiver. And we're gonna let it all in. All right, anyways, we had a leak on this one. That's the unit we're working on, but we had a leak on this one. It was the discharge line gasket. We just took it off and threw some Nylog on it. It's not leaking anymore. We washed the condenser, cleaned all the grease out of this thing. This one's all set. All right, we're filling it up. Suction seems a little low right now. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Alright, these are the 3 compressors here. That's the one we're working on. Just gotta check these coils for ice. This one looks clean. Motors are all turning. This one looks clean. Motors are all turning. Alright, there's no ice in the coil. Suction is a little low, but it could have been sized that way to maintain negative temperatures. The TD might be designed a little lower on these. So, sight glass is full. We got about 11 pounds between this unit and that unit over there. So I think we're gonna call this good. I'm just gonna wash these 2 units and then I'm out of here. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.